Uh, busy night, guys. Huh? Like, what a day, right? What a jam-packed day, right, guys? Guys. Yep. What a really, what a day. What a Monday. Excuse me for a sec. How y'all doing? Good. I'm doing good today, guys. I'm doing really good. Actually, I'm doing really, really good. Actually, really, really good. I gotta check something real quick. Um, okay. Looks good, but I needed to check, get rid of this brand thing. You know, hope you're all having a really good Monday. A real good Monday. I know it's late. It's almost, it's less than a week till Christmas. In Canada, Boxing Day is next week. But yeah, you know what? Let's get into this. Like my title says, man. Like my title says, the new DC. Who will the god James Gunn keep for his creation, and who will he convert? And I can tell you one thing: added to this title. Ray Fisher, he ain't gonna be James Gunn's DC. There's no future for Ray Fisher for his. And yeah, for him in DC. Let's see if that works.
Yo, what's up?
Okay, good. That works. Good, good. What's up, man?
Yeah, I'm good. Just taking it easy.
Yeah, RJ is having a stream on Master Channel talking about Ray Fisher. To talk for like an hour and a half. How can you like really like? I don't want to. I don't want to do a stream, a whole stream on Ray Fisher. Okay, like no.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they kind of already addressed that. I mean, I think he's got to kind of like settle down.
Yeah, definitely sell down. I mean, I think people look. We're passionate, right? But there's some people
Yeah,
on Twitter that we know are too involved.
yeah. I mean, the thing is, what I don't understand is why did he have to tweet all of that out? Why not just DM him and
You know
ask?
what? He does that a lot. When something like that's not, he does it. He tends to do that. Like when there's something that doesn't seem, it doesn't like he does it when there's articles that come out about the Snyderverse or whatever. He does that a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I just think he's a shit stirrer. That's what I think.
I
I
think,
think
yeah,
it's
I think Jarbo is 100% right. I think he is a diva. It makes it all about himself. Like
Well,
his
well,
whole
I mean, he said this now. Why not say this when it got deleted?
what? Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean?
Is it because Is it because of the tweets that James Gunn put out that about the toxic fandom? He basically he didn't say it out. He didn't say it in the tweet, but he's referring to.
Yeah, and I don't even think he's gonna. We'll see if he replies to James Gunn. It's just
Yeah.
stupid.
Oh, James Gunn did respond and stuff like that.
Yeah, I meant like Ray Fisher though. To
Oh,
his response. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna apologize, to be honest.
No.
Yeah, I supported what happened with old regime, but now he's just acting like a crybaby. To be honest, that he doesn't have the cyborg role or something like that, or work for WB.
Well, what does he want? Like they're
I
not
have no
recasting
clue.
you.
I don't.
The head the head has like addressed you, right? Like he can't do anything because it's the old regime. Like what? Like now you're just crying over spilled milk. Like it's been addressed. It's probably going to be implemented with other actors, right? Well,
Yeah,
I
like
guess you'll pay
everything
attention
that
to, but
he wanted got fixed. Like the old regime was fired, Walter Mott was fired, um, Toby Emmerich was fired, everyone was fired, and you got this new people in, and he's still complaining. I don't
yeah, he's still
understand.
complaining. It's
I,
it's
I
dumb.
don't understand his end goal. Like, what did he expect to get his job back or something like that?
Yeah, no one's getting their job back. I'm not sure if he's aware, but no one is getting their job back.
No,
Okay,
No,
definitely not him.
including you, including Ray
Like
Fisher.
100%. Like it's more than 100% with him.
like the only ones that technically still have their jobs is Ben and Jason. Because
And
like
they never. I don't even think Ben Affleck's coming back. I don't even think he's
not,
going
no,
to
not
direct
No, Ben
coming
anything.
Affleck's
back.
not coming back.
He's not coming
No,
back
I mean he's not going to
directly.
direct anything.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
think he's going to direct a DC movie.
Yeah, he said, come on.
You don't think so?
No, I think all of that is fluff. I think that's just them being like, listen, we're leaving on good terms. We're not leaving on bad terms. But that's
What
not to
about
say that
Oh,
it's
Jason?
going to
damage
happen.
control. Huh.
What
I
about
think
Jason?
I think if Jason Momoa is like persistent, I think he'll get it. But like I don't. I think most of them are smart enough to realize,
Yeah, the writing's on the
why am I
wall.
going to stick? Yeah, why am I going to stick around and just and keep doing the same thing and when I could just move on, right? Like, why be associated with the brand when people are just going to
I
dig
mean,
up and be like,
the thing
when
is,
is Ben Affleck coming back, right?
the Wade Fisher thing, that was him not coming back. We knew that a year ago or
Yeah.
Yeah,
2 years ago. That's like, I mean, everybody has been now like everybody we think he's not going to come back. A year ago, we still thought there's a chance. Now it's not a great
not
chance.
anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And I do appreciate with James Gunn, he's very transparent. Like the head is like answering all these questions, and he talks about toxicity and everything like that. Like that long, I
well,
didn't
yeah,
even.
he called out a bunch of people for being nasty and rude and think that just because there's a hashtag means that they're going to get what they want. And I think to be honest, companies should stop listening to people, especially if they're not getting money from it, right? Like if they put out the Superman movie, let's say, right, and then the Superman movie bombs, maybe they might have a case, right? But as of right now, he's done nothing. He literally hasn't even been there for
2 months.
months.
Yeah.
Right, so it's like you guys are, some of these people really think that they're entitled to
No,
all of this, and
no one's
yeah,
entitled
go.
to anything, and
And you know
also,
what? They can make their own studio.
Well,
and
go. If you don't like DC anymore, you don't like the direction. No one is telling you have to watch this.
yeah,
Yes.
like, um, it doesn't make any sense. And like, in a perfect world, we would have everything, to be honest. But
Yeah,
we're
but we
not
don't.
in a, we but we're not in perfect world. People act like you can give us the Ben Affleck movie and stuff like that. They can, like they're not going to because we do
Mhm.
not live in perfect world because like you're not always gonna get what you want.
Well, it's the same Snyder people. They got the Snyder cut, and you give them an inch, they want a mile, and that's what's happening. They think that they're just, the company needs to evolve around them. The problem is majority of the money and majority of the actual DC fans don't want it, right?
Yeah,
And the box office is proof, right? And the divide is proof, right?
yeah,
So let them do whatever.
yeah, and like for some reason, like Snyder people think, oh, because there's outrage on Twitter, that means the whole
Mm.
entire fandom going against James Gunn. No, it doesn't. Like not everyone on Earth thinks thinks this way. Like the
Yep.
Snyder fandom is a tiny percentage. I would say 5% of the whole entire fandom of DC. Like not everyone thinks this way, and
I
it's
mean they were, and someone on Twitter was saying, I bet if they kept Henry Cavill, they would complain, which is
yeah, they
true.
would.
Probably.
Because they complain. No, no, it's true. It's an actual fact because they complained about Henry Cavill when he showed up in Black Adam. They were pissed off that he was in the black suit. So there was never pleasing these people. As
You
long as it
can't you
wasn't
can't
Snyder,
please them.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just forget those people, right? People know Superman. There hasn't been a Superman movie. Make a good Superman movie, and if it's successful, then no one is going to listen to these people. Like just because you're on social media talking doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't. What and like and thing is with like no matter what James Gunn did, say hypothetically, um, he never recasted and kept going forward with it.
Mhm.
Like, you had Ben's Batman, you had Henry, and etc. etc. Like, they would still complain, "Oh, this is not the direction I wanted. This is not uh, how I would want the characters portrayed and everything,
Mhm.
etc. etc."
Oh,
Like,
James Gunn did reply to him to
so no
So he
matter
did.
yeah.
no matter what James Gunn does, like no matter what they do, even if they didn't uh, reboot or not, they were
Hmm.
always gonna complain.
Yeah. So I just think like this DC, and it's funny, right? DC Comics has rebooted a lot of times, and I mean rebooted as in the characters are completely scrapped and changed, right? The New Fifty
Yeah,
Two is a perfect example
Oh,
of
that's
them
a
just
big time.
throwing out every single story and being like, none of that matters. So all these people are going like, oh man, what's going on? Like we follow a
it's
universe that, and then it gets rebooted. First off, what was there to look for in the DCEU? There was no
nothing.
story set up. There was no event, right? The Flash, people were like, "Oh, I hate the Flash. Oh, I'm not going to watch the Flash." But yet, the sign that they're like, "Hey, we're going to reboot everything." Everybody's having a meltdown. Like, this is what I mean. Like, there's no point of listening to these people. I don't care if this is not the consensus or not. There's a majority of people saying this on social media. There's like 10, 15, and it keep going. Probably hundreds of tweets saying this exact same thing. Is he going to listen to them? Right? Tell the story that he wants to tell. Tell the universe
You
that
want
he
to
wants to show, right? Yeah, make that universe, right? Forget about the DCU. Everybody already knows I don't like the DCU, right? As a person who
DCEU?
likes DC
Yeah,
comics, yeah, I've never liked the DCU. It was an absolute mess from the beginning. So, I'm glad that they're finally realizing, hey, it bombed, it flopped. You go and ask random people who do not have any stake in this battle. They don't know nothing about DC. They don't care about Black Adam, right? And Black Adam is another thing that we should talk about because that was everything that came out. I'm not surprised because The Rock is an egomaniac. Serious.
He does have a big ego, to be honest.
He had a massive ego, and that's the reason the movie flopped.
And
Okay,
also,
he did.
he faked the numbers and everything like that.
If he said, "Hey, you know what? Let's make an actual DC universe where I fight Shazam. These movies don't cost a lot of money. We tell a proper story building up to this battle between the two, right?" I don't think we would complain about Black Adam as a movie,
but I don't think it would
right?
change anything, honestly.
But
I think it could change slightly, right? Because Black Adam was meandering. What was the story about? What was the future of this? Everybody's complaining, oh, there's no reason to watch these movies now, right? What was Black Adam setting up? Nothing.
nothing,
Nothing.
nothing
No.
really.
So all these people saying, I'm not going to watch these DC movies coming up next year. Yes, you are. I can guarantee you you're going to watch it and sit down because you're going to be
Every
like, watch, this is my prediction, right? All these people are going to be like, go support the Flash so we can prove James Gunn wrong. Watch, that's going to happen because these people, it's like they're all over the map. They don't stick with one consistent thing. Like they want
yeah,
attention. That's what they
Yeah.
want.
and yeah, it's like they can't make up their mind, to be honest. Like,
Hmm.
they're gonna watch the new DC slate, but they're just gonna hate watch it, to be honest.
Yep.
Well,
Or they'll like it.
Or
They might end up liking it.
you know, no, it's the problem with these people, and it's the fundamentals too. They go into these movies, these TV shows, already with their mind made up that they're going to hate it right away,
Mhm.
right? And it's hard. It's usually hard for them to change their mindset. It's usually, that's we should go into movies with an open mind. Each movie with an open mind. But these people like this, Phantom Menace, these Snyder hardcores, these people, whatever, they already have it set in their mind that they're going to hate it, even when they watch it.
Mhm.
Right? Like, it's
And the thing is, we already know, right? It's a grift. They do this because this, bolsters their channel and stuff. But then
yeah,
you have people who have, they don't make money off of this. They are only on Twitter. Why watch it then? You know what I mean? Like, move on with your lives. Like, I know that's a cliche. People say, "Hey, that's a terrible response," but like, if you
yeah,
genuinely are not going to watch this, right? You've never seen, you didn't even see it yet, right? And
Yeah.
you're already being like, I don't want to watch it, I don't even care, then move on, right?
Yeah,
Like,
you don't have to support. You don't have to support. Like, here's my response. Like, if you're not like in DC, like I can't agree. Like, just move on. Stop watching the DC movies.
mm,
Like, you do not have to. Like, you do not have to use your money and watch these movies.
yeah,
Like,
James Gunn is not holding a gun to your head and being like, you need to watch these movies. No, he's not. They're
like
not doing anything like that.
everyone has a choice. Like, you have a choice to watch a movie or not watch a movie. Like,
Yeah, like,
use
there's
use
people
your
who
money.
stopped watching Marvel. They stopped watching Harry Potter. They were like,
I,
you know what? The
I
last
want to show you
movie,
this
I got burned. I'm
idiotic
not going to watch
tweet.
it.
I want to show you this idiotic tweet by someone.
Let's see this tweet.
Oh,
It's
God.
not something you know. It's somebody I just found out today. Okay.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of idiotic tweets.
Okay. I'm just going to read it out loud, okay? Richie Costello, Man of Steel, which launched the DC Snyderverse, earned more money than Iron Man, which launched the Marvel's universe. From their Aquaman, every movie grew at the box office. The narrative that the DCU was unpopular is close to movie. I'm going to just say one thing. Superman is way more popular than Iron Man ever was. Of
But
course, you can
this,
generate more money.
hold on. This,
It's a bad tweet.
we need to pull this up. We need to pull this up. Iron Man. So you're referring to the first Iron Man movie.
Yeah, into the Man of Steel, comparing to both.
Why would you compare the first Iron Man movie to Man of Steel?
Because it launched the Marvel universe, the MCU.
That's a terrible comparison.
And yeah,
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Man of Steel came 5 years after Iron Man. The MCU was already established by that time. And the
It was.
superhero craze
You had
was
the first Avengers
bigger.
movie, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you had the Dark Knight Rises, which did, $1 billion, right? There's so this is what I mean when people pick these comparisons that they don't even make any sense. And then he goes, wait, pull it back up, because he says something at that second part that,
Oh, okay.
like,
Aquaman.
yeah, about Aquaman, yeah.
And then he continued on with
I didn't even see this because the thing is, Man of Steel, there was some trickery going on with Man of Steel and how it earned a profit.
Okay.
Yeah, it says Man of Steel BVS Suicide Squad.
We'll go up to the first tweet that he says, like at the second sentence, he was saying something about Aquaman. Yeah, what did he say here?
Okay, so from there to Aquaman, every movie grew at the box office. The narrative that DCU was unpopular is grossly misleading.
So okay, this is again bad framing. Let me just pull this up because he says it grew. It did not grow. Okay.
No.
No. Yeah, growing means that every single movie from Man of Steel to Aquaman was gained more money, which is not true. They had dips. There was like valleys and peaks. And Aquaman is the only one that grossed $1 billion. Up until that point, the MCU had a couple. They didn't have a couple.
Aquaman came 2018. Aquaman came 2018. The first Avengers
2008.
movie.
The first Avengers movie grossed $1 billion.
Second one.
The second one. And then
Civil War, I think did.
And then that was.
I think Black Panther.
Civil War did, yes. Black Panther, Infinity War, and then that was it.
Yes, before Aquaman, yeah.
And we already said that Batman versus Superman. This is the type of thing that I hate when people take misconstrued things that are not true. Like you're just saying something and no one's actually going to fact check you to
What is the
realize that
Snyder
what you're saying
Cut?
is misleading.
So what? Yeah, it's the Snyder bots, the Snyder fandom. They don't fact check anything.
If like sit down for a second and think.
Yeah.
If you can compare the DCEU to Marvel's box office, why are we in the position that we're in now?
Why do they have like 30 movies?
Okay, so Batman versus Superman made I'm guessing this is the total. Hold on, let me make sure that this is including it.
Decent amount. I mean,
It made 873.6 million. Okay, Man of Steel together made 668 million. Okay, so now, right? Someone's got to keep track of these numbers, right? 600 Man of Steel, 800.
Wonder Woman make? What 17 make?
Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman made 822.8 million. Suicide Squad made. I just had Suicide Squad. What happened? 746.8 million.
I mean, they're not bad.
Justice League made, and again, if you're counting, why would you say? And then he says Zack Snyder's Justice League, so he takes out the Justice League cut, right?
Yeah.
Which Zack Snyder's Justice League never had a theatrical release. Why would you put that in there? That makes no sense, and that just came out recently. So just the Justice League theatrical cut got 657.9 million. Okay, so now let's look at Marvel's box office because that makes no sense, right? Okay, Iron Man, the first Iron Man box office, 500. So 5. Okay, so he is right. It did make 500.
Iron Man, Iron Man's not that popular at the time, right? So
it was a first. I mean, the fact that it made 585 in 2008. There was no superhero craze. Most people saw superheroes as
Dark Knight came out that year.
Yeah. Well, Dark Knight came. Remember, the Dark Knight came after Iron Man.
Well, Dark Knight was always going to do better. It was always.
I mean, the thing is, I don't even know. The first Batman Begins did just okay. Like it didn't. It didn't.
But it's Batman, right?
I don't even think. No, I think Batman was really on the decline at that point. Because remember, Batman and Robin was a disaster, and so that was the last thing people remember about like a Batman movie. So I mean, if you go back and you look, yes, Marvel movies from until the Avengers, they weren't the mega hits that they are now.
Because even Thor and Captain America, they made decent amount for what they were, but they didn't make it in the high 100 millions, right? But they were all pretty good. See, that's what happens. It's all pretty good. And they all led to the Avengers movie and made $1 billion. And then you got 2013 was a bad year for Marvel. We had 2 terrible Marvel movies: Thor 2 and Iron Man 3.
Hold on? What did Iron Man 3 make? Iron Man 3. Iron Man 3 had to have made it. Yeah, like it made $1 billion.
Yeah, it made $1 billion. It was a terrible movie and it made money.
So in that same year, Iron Man 3 made $1 billion.
Yeah.
Man of Steel made 600 million, right? We're just rounding it up. So Man of Steel was starting the franchise, but at that point, it was the superhero craze had already started, right? It was coming off of Avengers. It was coming off of the Dark Knight trilogy. What? Like it doesn't even the comparison that he has there is a faulty comparison. Like and then you look and you see that all these movies, they're trying to first off, everybody said that Batman versus Superman, the tracking was supposed to make $1 billion. It should have made $1 billion.
Look, Marvel was afraid of that movie.
The fact that and then now people want to spin it and say that it wasn't. Like do you understand? Like I don't understand. Like why do you think there was the Justice League, version, right? Why did some of these people now are doing revisionist history? Why did all these things happen? And now you're saying, but the DCU was successful. It was never successful.
If it was successful, there'd be no reboot. There'd be no reboot.
There would be no reboot. There would be no Walter Hamada. Zack Snyder would still be in charge. You like this type, and the fact that people like this is the stuff that pisses me off. Where it's like now you're making up lies. You're making up lies. You're taking a couple of things that are true, and you're making it this whole narrative that's non-existent. And then you include the Zack Snyder's Justice League. What does Zack Snyder's Justice League have to do with the rest of the DCU box office? It never got released in theaters.
And I don't think
this is true. Degrassi's right.
I don't think it had a box office, to be honest.
Which one? Just
there's no, I don't know if
limited,
yeah,
was
I
it
don't
limited?
think so.
Zack Snyder's Justice League wasn't limited.
Maybe,
but it wouldn't make that much.
Let's see.
They relied
on
on
numbers we know is from streaming, not box office.
I mean, look, the sad thing is Wonder Woman 84 was terrible, but it did better among streaming than Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah. But I mean, Wonder Woman 84 was a flop.
I said this last night on my stream. It was pretty much, I think it was a solo stream. It wasn't Max came on later. I said this. These Snyder fans, we're hardcore fans, right? All of us, everybody in the chat, everybody in the community are hardcore fans. I said it's not about the hardcore fans. Businesses don't cater always to the hardcore fans. Businesses have to cater, like movie theaters, entertainment. They have to cater to the general audience. If you know sports, right? If you're a shitty team, you don't get a crowd, right? You don't get a crowd, right? The shitty team does not get a crowd. But once a team gets good, it's better and better, becomes a winning team. Word gets around that this team is good and good. Guess what? The stadium starts to fill up. That's what you need here. Right? It's all word of mouth. That's what you need. That's like people, they don't understand. It's all about the GA, the general audience. It's not.
There is no box office numbers for Zack Snyder's Justice League.
And also at the same time, like how they kind of act, I don't think James Gunn would do it anyway.
And I'll tell you this: the Zack Snyder hardcores, the ones that are toxic, they're like, "Oh, we don't care about the general audience." I'm like, "Yeah, then you don't know how business works."
Yeah, general audience is the most important thing.
Yes, they are.
You can't say we don't care.
You can't. Oh man, I hate the fact that this tweet went viral because it's so manipulative and it's such a lie. It's like seriously, like this group that we have here is willing to just throw out stuff, and then on top of that too, they threaten people. I got freaking comments sometimes when I post anything that's Zack Snyder related, like. There would be someone threatening me. And then I'm like, well, damn. And then it's like, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to say to these people? These people are absolutely nuts, in my opinion. Like, they are the most extreme fan base on the internet.
I mean,
like,
you know what?
They're insane.
They're worse. I'm going to say this. I think they're worse than Phantom Menace.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Star Wars fans, but kind of.
Well, the Phantom Menace are mostly from Star Wars. Like, that's where they started from, Star Wars.
I used to think Star Wars fans were worse, but not now.
No, I know they're not anymore.
But now thinking about it, they're not as worse. And
there's a lot of people that hate MCU stands, right? I'm like, you know what? I find MCU stands not that bad.
I've never gotten threatened by an MCU stand.
No, nearby.
I never seen an MCU stand freaking say "go kill yourself" or something like that.
Yeah, these hardcore fans, these Snyder fans, and a lot of them, not all of them, a lot of them are really, really angry, and some been out themselves as, homophobic, racist, anti-Semitic, stuff like that, And then these people brag how they raise so much money for suicide prevention, and I'm like, yeah. And then you tell people to go kill themselves for not.
Well, that's a virtue signal, in my opinion, when they do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because
Go ahead.
Like, do you think they really cared about like the cause or something like that?
I mean, you can care about something, but you can still do it to be virtuous.
Okay.
To show people.
If Zack Snyder was not doing that cause, would they care? No. They're only doing it for Zack Snyder to be like Zack Snyder. They don't care about this, but suicide prevention. It's only because of Zack Snyder.
I mean, I couldn't say for certain, but I mean, we know that they used it as leverage to show look at our group and how like nice we are. It's like, yeah, but then at the same time, you guys look at the way that you guys are acting right now. Like every single person is like tweeting at James Gunn, right? Because they feel like, oh, because he responds to people, then it's okay for me to like, say like fuck you to James Gunn and send that out to him. And
James,
it's like you guys can only do this on the internet. Like
yeah.
you guys can. It's like none of you guys would sit down in a
You
room,
know what they should.
right,
You know
where he's there, and you guys would never say "fuck you" to
what
his
James.
face.
You know
I
what
can
James.
Oh
guarantee it.
no,
If I was James,
I
if
can
I
guarantee it.
if one of them ever ran to James Gunn should do what James Cameron did and give him the finger.
no.
The
No, but they're
man,
they're crazy. I think they would legitimately. I think one of these people would legitimately go out after James Gunn.
Yeah, like it's
yeah.
scary.
I'm
It's
like
it's very scary. Like I think, like
and
It
in
is
a,
gross.
in a den of nerds, Josh, a den of cringe, a den of he refused to say he thinks he accuses of James Gunn of nepotism. And doesn't even say her name.
Well, yeah. I mean, the thing is, what I don't understand, right? About that tweet. Could you pull up that tweet that he said that?
Oh yeah, sure. Let me go find it.
uh, denim.
And you know, this guy plays around. Remember when he got in that little tussle with James Gunn? And he says, "What are you do? What are you I, I like you. Wait up, man. I like you." I'm like, then you say something about his wife and nepotism. Like bullshit. You don't like him.
Yeah, no, that was just sarcasm. That was just like him
Yeah,
playing.
yeah.
Well, a lot of these people, and my time to shine, right? She's another person who is like
Oh,
all
I
these
do not
people when
like
they
her.
know they know what they're doing, right? Like these people are smart individuals. They know that hey, we could stir the pot by saying this stuff, right? Because my time to shine, right? Most people have been
She's a,
tracking. She's got none of the DC scoops right.
she's a shit
None
disturber.
of her DC. So she likes to stir. Those scoops are just to stir the pot. Then she
I think
literally
they deleted it.
he
And
deleted
she's
it. Wow.
very. I don't know.
I'm looking for it. I'm looking for it.
Yeah, like, and
Oh,
also
here it
like,
is. Here it is. Okay, I found it.
oh, you did.
Yeah, he didn't delete it. This one, right?
Uh,
Was it this one?
Yeah.
No, it was. Yes, it was this one. Yes, he says, yeah, it's nepotism like I've never seen. Uh,
Yeah, because he's a
you do realize, you know how many Hollywood directors have put their wives in
yes.
for like people that they're dating? John Carpenter did it. Like in how many of his
Wasn't
movies?
James Cameron dating Linda Hamilton?
Yeah, I think at one point, yeah.
Yeah.
he's not gonna fire his wife.
I mean, you should go and
I
look
love
through Hollywood
PSL.
history and see. I don't know. So I don't know what exactly, like, if we're going to talk about gross nepotism, I wouldn't say, like, sure, it is.
I mean,
I'm not going to deny it, but
drunk as he hired his wife for Quiet's Place.
yeah. I mean, it's always there. I mean, the thing is, Hollywood is full of nepotism
It's very
anyway.
nepotism, like yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
So it's about who you know and who, and so it's like, I mean, this is kind of like,
It's common. Like the guy should know this.
it just seems like, yeah, you're picking at him because you know that a lot of people on Twitter, they always like to call out people for nepotism, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
Was married to Linda Hamilton.
and also like, when the things were rebooted, like she's still gonna be like
Yeah,
probably.
yeah,
playing-
he was married to
her that
so,
cast,
yeah.
the Peacemaker cast, and maybe some of the Suicide Squad cast might be only safe people right now.
Mhm.
I don't
Right,
think
like-
that. I think they're all gonna be recasted, but I do think this is what I firmly believe. I don't know what was James Gunn's wife's name.
Jennifer Holland, is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think she'll
Yeah,
get
Jennifer
a
Holland,
new.
yeah.
I think she'll get a new role. I think the only one they'll probably.
Oh, My Time to Shine. My Time to Shine created an uproar with her as Wonder Woman. Remember that pic?
Yeah, and then she was spreading that around like it was like some scoop. So you know what I mean? Like these people. So when are we going to realize that some of these scoopers create fake scoops as a weapon to like fraction the fan base because that's
It's
what
not
she's
just
doing.
it's not just the scoopers. It's also you have the outlets like Hollywood Reporter that's saying BS and everything
Yeah,
like
Yeah,
that.
see,
but
that's even
Hollywood.
worse.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. They're the trades, right? They get information and they publish it because they think it's reliable, right?
Mhm.
And even if it isn't, whatever, right? They get
But they'll
called out on
retract
it,
it. They'll
or
retract it.
they retract it. They
Yeah.
issue an update. So, um, when you're a scooper, though, there's no, there's no ethics applied to you. You could do whatever you want, and right now she's doing whatever she wants, right?
She's
And
doing
because
so much
because
stuff.
she gets Marvel scoops right, and this is a like a
She wants
a
James
fallacy.
Gunn to fail. I'm telling you, she wants James Gunn to fail.
People on Twitter think that because she's gotten things in the past right, that it means
got a
that
lot
her
wrong
current
too.
scoop means that they're also right. So that's what I'm saying. That's weaponizing your credibility because now you're being like, well, you guys trust me, so this is real.
Apparently her DC stuff have not been accurate.
No, none of them been accurate. None of them. She said something about the Flash's cut and
The Flash
something that was in there. The Flash's current cut, right?
Oh, current code.
Yeah, like and it wasn't true, right? She said, I think it was like they came out and said, or she came out and said, "Oh, the Flash is like locked," and then or it was like the other way around.
This is pure sarcasm right here.
Anyway, it is confusing, but she's gotten a lot of stuff wrong. I think she's even downgraded on the tier of the trustworthy sources on Reddit
Well,
in the DCEU
here's the
leaks.
thing. Some people say she works for Marvel, but if I'm Marvel, I'll be like, don't. I'll be like, I'll find out about this. I'll be like, don't do that. Don't like.
I don't know if she still works for Marvel, and
But
I
this
think
sounds petty. This sounds petty.
the
Like
the
she's petty. She has
the
something against
rumor
Marvel.
is that she worked for some part of Marvel's storyboarding department because it
See?
made a lot more sense because she was getting things that were wrong, but
Yeah.
and then they turned out recently that they were in storyboards. So someone was like, well, she had to have seen the storyboards or she had to have seen the script
Okay.
to
Okay.
have gotten those
Then,
scoops.
then since she's, I think my time to shine is angry at Marvel because because you wouldn't be doing this. You wouldn't be
I don't think so. I think we all know that people nowadays, like, once you get a little bit of information, people are ready to be like, here's all everything I know, and like they're willing to risk their career. I mean, have you seen what happened to this guy named like Dan Allen
Yeah.
Gaming? He was posing as a scooper and he was breaking all his NDAs with like Ubisoft and all these other gaming companies,
Oh my
and
god.
he
That's
got outed
blackness,
because he
man.
forgot to logged on to his main account pretending he was the scooper, and so people caught him. They were like, huh, what are you talking about, right? And so he in other words, he got outed and he
As
lost all of his,
as a
you know,
scooper.
That's black.
as
That's
a,
a
he
classic.
got, yeah,
That could
well,
be black.
he got outed as a scooper, but then he also, I mean, he still does YouTube, but he's not going to have those contacts anymore. He's not going to get day one games and
Oh, nobody's
review
gonna.
codes.
I didn't know he worked for Ubisoft or something like that.
No, he didn't. He didn't. It's not that he worked for Ubisoft. Ubisoft had like partnerships with influencers, and so
Oh,
they were getting information early, and he was leaking them
What
through his other accounts.
Hey, it's Zack Snyder fans. You know what's not gonna make you happy? The James Gunn Suicide Squad movie. You know what's in the credits at the opening. Zack Snyder. Because I
Zack
watched it
Snyder.
last night.
Oh man,
So was Walter Hamada. So was Deborah Snyder. Pierre Saffron was. So
I do hope, like in if they're gonna do say if they do Teen Titans, I want the original Teen Titans that
yeah.
yes,
From
I want Cyborg
from the
in that team.
19 I think
Yeah.
it was the 1990s or something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, remember this? What was it? The end of last week when Grace Randolph was saying the logo and how it was a PR disaster because it didn't have Cyborg on it. You remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that
doesn't
was
need to come.
stupid. Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I
Grace
mean,
Randolph.
Cyborg is not going to be on the Justice League. That's why he's not one of the
Yeah,
four
the logo.
characters.
It's not the logo. Apparently, the rumor was the logo that was leaked, or perhaps that might be the logo. He wasn't in there,
He
Yeah.
shouldn't be in there, to be honest,
and the
because
problem
he's
is,
not Justice League member.
No, yeah. I mean, he's
Like,
not even a main. He's not a character who got a
yeah,
movie anyway.
he's long way off. Like, sorry, but like, Cyborg is not a character you do like in the. Marvel has these phases. Cyborg's
Like
right. We're fourth phase.
Degrassi says the logo wasn't real.
Yeah, I think the logo wasn't real. Apparently, it was. How Marvel does its phases. Cyborg's not the kind of character where you do the first three phases. If DC does that, you got to go like obviously the main characters: Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern. The Flash.
Mhm.
Even Nightwing gets his own movie before Cyborg, or even like Plastic Man. Like Cyborg is actually
Possibly.
good. Yeah, like
yeah, like
Booster
Nightwing's up,
Gold.
Nightwing is up there, and now like he got a lot of popular now.
Here's the thing. I think the sidekicks in DC are more respectable than the sidekicks in Marvel.
Yeah.
Well, Marvel rarely doesn't really have that many sidekicks.
Yeah,
that's
that's
the thing. That's more of a
Eh,
DC thing.
If they're gonna do like Cyborg, just do him in Teen Titans and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like,
I mean, that's what they should have done in the first place.
yeah,
I mean,
Cyborg.
he worked better. I mean, Cyborg's not on the Doom Patrol, but in that show, he was a good fit for the show.
Well, I was
Yeah.
gonna make a joke about that. Cast the actor for James Gunn.
Remember the
I mean, he was a better Cyborg than Ray Fisher. I don't care what anybody says.
yeah.
Remember the idea that they were gonna make a Cyborg movie?
Yeah, and that was a terrible idea.
Yeah, I know. Like, he has no villains. I don't know.
Yeah, who's this
Yeah, I
villain?
don't know why they only did that because they were like, well, he's a Justice League member, but it's like he should have just been on.
It's like Zack Snyder's like, you know what? I'll just read the New 52. And you know what's the New 52? Hal Jordan was in the Justice League in the New 52.
Well, my theory on this is that I don't think Zack Snyder was like, oh, we have to adapt a New 52. I think that was put on him to adapt a New 52. Because the New 52 was just coming out at that point, and
It's like
there was
2
a
years
lot of
in.
criticisms
Yeah.
of
The New
the New
52.
52. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Like, so I think that was
It
more of a
never
mandate.
happened.
I don't know if that's right, but I feel like it was a mandate because adding Cyborg just feels very random.
The New 52
You know what I
should
mean?
never happen. The New 52
I
should
think that
never
was
happened.
like kind of forced or something like that.
You see what the New 52 what they did, right? Like some of the comics that were going, right, ongoing series. Like Superman was like 700 something, Batman 700, Detective, and Action Comics, the other Batman and Superman series were going regular 700s to 800s. And then when the New 52 came out, the first issues were like Batman 1, Detective Comics 1, it's like, and then it was all the whole new universe kind of. It was bad. Like we were a couple years away from like 1,000, and 1,000 is a big deal for an issue, right? And I think the Rebirth they ran back to those numbers again, right? They didn't start with 1 again.
Yeah.
I hated that. I hated how they went to 1 and 2. I hated.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, look, Degrassi saying most likely was. I wouldn't be surprised.
Hey, Derpy, what's up?
Yeah, I think that like, I think it was like a Jeff Johns thing with like Cyborg in the Justice League. I
Yeah,
think it was like it has his name on the cover, like as a writer.
The only cool thing New 52 did is make Aquaman really, really good.
Aquaman and Scott Snyder's Batman and
Yeah.
maybe the stuff with Justice League Dark. I didn't mind Animal Man. Them bringing over the Wildstorm characters was kind of interesting. There's some stuff at the ending. If you look back, it was like, okay, it's not like the greatest thing in the world, but it wasn't. It could have been better.
Like
Let's put it that way.
my only favorite things were, I think, Batman, of course. Then you had I didn't mind Darkseid War. I think it was. I think that's in the New 52. I think that was.
This was.
I think that was fine. The New 52, they had Dark Knight's Death Metal, correct? I think that's the one.
No, that was Dark Knight Death.
They don't label it. That's the problem.
Well, Death Metal's Rebirth.
Yeah, it's Rebirth. It's a little confusing.
Yeah.
But like, to be honest, the most favorite things that I like about New 52 probably was just the Batman stuff. Like, I didn't like the Superman stuff. Like, I didn't like relationship between Superman and Wonder Woman. That was like, uh, and certain changes. Like, I like Batman, but when it got towards the a specific section where Jim Gordon becomes Batman, that's where I was not happy. But then they brought the original Batman back. So like certain
Yeah.
changes. So I didn't even like how they did. I think they did. I didn't like how they did Mister Freeze in the New 52.
Oh yeah, yeah, Derpy, you're right. Like Arkham, he was a 2 year Batman. So yeah, you're right. Like for Superman, he'd be like a sophomore hero,
You know
like
what
not
I'm
a
talking about
rookie.
with Mister Freeze? Like,
Yeah, they changed Mister Freeze. It's kind of a story in the New 52.
I don't
Yeah,
like it.
Was that in an annual or was that like Detective Comics?
I think
Because I remember an annual about Mr.
I'm
Freeze,
not
but
sure. I don't remember. I have the
I
comic,
don't
but
remember which one, but they changed his origin and
yeah,
stuff
his
like that.
wife. It's not his wife. It was his mother. Something to do with his mother. I don't know.
because I did hear that Detective Comics was actually pretty good, like at that tail end of the New 52, but I never read it.
Detective Detective Comics, Batman comics are always good, but some stories you're uh, people are not gonna be fan of.
Did you think
Mm.
Batman Eternal?
What
Mm, Batman Eternal.
is that the one that I seen the cover? I don't think I read it, but is that the one that he has the
Yeah, I remember Batman
That's the
Eternal.
one with Jason Bard
doesn't he
is
have
it?
like the yellow lantern ring on it and stuff like that?
No, that's the
No,
one.
this
It's,
was
it was a long going series. It had a Clue Master, had like Jason Bard had that architect.
yeah,
I think it was the first series that introduced Hush into the New 52.
yeah, I remember the cover, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
mm,
it
It's
was
the
a very
between
dynamic
Lincoln March
cover.
came back in it. Yeah, Lincoln March came back. Remember Lincoln March is
Let me
the remember the
see.
yeah,
quarterback?
bro,
He
yeah,
came back in Batman Eternal.
okay.
I'll bring
Yeah.
up.
Well, there was a lot. There was also Batman and Robin.
Yes.
Bat
They
and that was pretty interesting.
they did their own version of Batman Incorporated in the New 52. I remember that.
Yeah.
And it's so bad how.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Batman Eternal.
Mm.
Like I don't remember like it the cover looks familiar, but I don't remember the story right now. I need my memory jogged.
Yeah, except Degrassi, people are just not used to people are used to Cyborg as a Teen Titan.
I just think he just doesn't really fit with the Justice League.
No.
Like it
It doesn't
They
make any
have
feels
sense.
they
very
have
weird.
they have a tech guy, right? His name was Batman.
Well, at the time, right? Like if you grew up on the Teen Titans cartoon, you were already familiar with Cyborg. So it was like
Yeah.
Cyborg was semi like he wasn't mainstream, right? He wasn't in a movie, but like he was in a cartoon. So it was
Yeah,
like it was just kind of jarring that they put him on the Justice League.
and it
Maybe.
never made sense to be honest. Like I never liked it in the New 52 either. And people are
No,
saying like this is Cyborg belongs in the no they do he just
no,
like
no.
he does not fit in the Justice League. He like
Well, there's so many different variations of the Justice League, so it's like I
mostly
just never understood why people like to. What I notice is because people grew up with the New 52, they are like, well, this is the version I know. But it's like there's so many other versions of the Justice League.
the
Hmm.
one that's most known is Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, the the Flash, and Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, I mean, you could throw in Green Lantern in there too.
Yeah, Green Lantern also.
I like how like
That's the most.
I like
That's
how
like
Stacks.
OG one that
I like
everyone
Sa-
knows.
I like how
But
Yeah.
I like how Zack Snyder did not know how to do Martian Manhunter.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna talk about like what James Gunn is doing, I would not mind seeing a like Grant Morrison, JLA. You know what I mean? Like Guy Gardner, Mr. Miracle Man, Animal Man.
Mhm.
Like you can have Batman on there too, right? Because Superman's not on. It is Grant Morrison, right? JLA.
yeah,
Yeah.
Superman's not on that team. So it's like you can have and I wouldn't be surprised if you're doing like a younger but not super young Superman. I wouldn't mind seeing the Legion of superheroes. I think that would be an interesting kind of different take for Superman because I know a lot of people are like, oh, they want to have Superman in space, right? Like have him have space adventures, but that they've never done that in a movie, right? So
No,
it's
he just left to find Krypton. Apparently.
Yeah, so I feel like that would be an interesting take on Superman. Like I want to see like the like if you start the movie and it's kind of like if we're doing like a take on the Batman, I wouldn't mind if he just has like a t-shirt with the logo and a cape and jeans.
Yeah.
Like I think people may be like weirded out by that, but it might feel like kind of authentic. Like
If
it feels different.
if I did a Superman movie with in Metropolis and he's working in his early days as a journalist, I want
Mhm.
Lois to be like Lois from the comics or the classic Lois, like Erica
Oh,
Durant
so
from Smallville played a perfect Lois.
Superman was on the JLA. What team? Someone's got to remind me. Then I thought he wasn't on the team.
I mean, but you know, I
I
mean, like
wonder if
The Lois from like the comics, like Margot Kidder, she played a great Lois. The Erica Durant of Smallville played a great Lois. I want I want Lois to be like that, where she calls Clark Smallville all the time. So always needs to get the lead story, stuff like that. I felt Amy Adams. Well, she's a great actress, though. Like she's an award-winning actress. I felt like Zack Snyder didn't write Lois perfect for her, like how Lois should be.
Hmm.
I think you agreed with me last night on that.
it looks like the on the cover was Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Green Lantern,
And that and that
Martian Manhunter, and Aquaman.
and that relationship was too rushed. That Lois and Clark relationship in the Man of Steel was rushed too much. Just take your time with it. Like look at the Batman.
Hmm.
You could tell Bruce maybe was in love with Selena, but Selena had no idea who's under that mask. Cause right?
I'm trying. I'm trying. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah. I'm trying to
Like
figure out what was I talking about here? Where it was like there's a team. There's a team where Superman's not on the JLA.
Not or on.
No, he's not. He's not on the
oh,
JLA
I know
because he
Degrassi
was
right now.
yeah because he was saying yeah that's Grant Morrison. Then I'm pulling it up and I'm like am I even talking about Grant Morrison's JLA or am I talking about something else?
Huh.
Because it was his was in the 90s or the late 90s. So what's that team? Hold on.
Do you want to watch our Hall of Justice? I feel like
JLA International
I feel like
is
if they're facing intergalactic threats, they need a watchtower.
Please no. Hold Justice. Oh yeah. I don't. I feel like they should just skip the Hall of Justice and just do the Watchtower.
Yeah. GLI. Okay.
it is
Because
JLA International. Yeah, sorry. Yes, he's right. Yeah,
yeah,
Degrassi's right.
I'm no.
because the Hall of Justice easily gets destroyed in the comics and everything like that.
Justice League Europe.
And
Well, who's on
and I,
as long as I have Fire and Ice and JLI.
Yeah,
and
I thought I don't know how I mixed that up. Oh well.
do you want the Hall of Justice
Yeah, there you.
introduced?
Um.
Because like it's gonna be the same thing. Like it easily gets destroyed, then they build the space station and everything like that.
well,
Could just
if they face intergalactic threats, like if intergalactic threats are coming, they're coming towards Earth. You kind of need like it's better to have a hall, the watchtower. But even though on Earth, you can still detect. I mean, they have the technology to detect intergalactic threats from Earth.
yeah.
Like Batman would know. Like,
hmm.
I feel like just do the Watchtower to be honest.
Yeah, I think you would have to do the
Okay.
Watchtower. That wasn't even established in the DCU.
No,
No.
never.
They were supposed to get a. They were supposed to get a. They were supposed to get a the Hall of Justice, but they never used it.
Mm.
Yeah, supposedly the Wayne Manor was gonna be the Hall of
That's
Justice.
so damn stupid. That's disrespectful to the Reigns. Fuck,
Yeah.
man. No.
Yeah.
They should just build Wayne Manor, man. Build it back, man. Wayne Manor is very instrumental to
I didn't
Bruce
like that.
Wayne.
I didn't.
like
Yeah, I didn't
I
like
didn't
that
like
either.
the idea that like you had the Lake House as the Batcave. For me, I prefer the Wayne Manor to be in the Batcave, not like a whole different freaking lake house and stuff like that.
Well, isn't it in the DCU? It got burned by Joker.
Apparently, so does Joker know in the DC that Batman's Bruce Wayne?
They never really explained it.
Yeah, they never explained that.
That
Okay.
it's just a theory that people made up that it was burned by Joker, but
Maybe it's
it was
burned by
never-
Someone's got to
Well-
tell us because I thought that was explained.
It was never explained, to be honest.
See, yeah.
But
Okay,
so
and then changing
so
back to America before it's
So
canceled.
is
Like,
it possible,
it could have been
is it
Joker.
possible he had two Batcaves, one in that lighthouse, and one in the Wayne Manor? Because
Yeah,
Batman, of course, he doesn't have one Batcave. You know, he has another Batcave.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I think in the comics he had a Batcave on the moon, if I'm correct.
Yeah, he has he kind of has multiple like he has backups, not like he has a Batcave, but he also has like
Yeah.
say like Batman has to go underground or like off the grid and stuff like that. He has like a secret base and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. He has
Mm.
like.
Oh, also another
Yeah,
thing,
I mean,
not
Tower
to
did. That's true.
like change the conversation, but I seen a lot of people. I guess this was more on Reddit. I saw this where people were like, "Oh, they could just make Blue Beetle the start of the new DCU," but I don't think that would work.
That's a
Blue Beetle-
one-off, to be honest.
Blue Beetle,
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna
Blue
work.
Beetle is not the kind of character you start in the universe with.
Yeah,
guys-
and I also, well, James Gunn has no creative involvement with that movie, so
And
why would he?
You don't start off. I know a lot of people like Blue Beetle, but you don't start off a new universe with somebody like Blue Beetle. You have to start with the core of the universe. Like
Well,
Superman.
if we are rebooting, right? There's some things that I would kind of,
Masters Mullen, yeah.
I wouldn't mind like seeing. Like, I think this may be a little bit out there, but I think if we're going to get a recast of the Flash, I think they should start with Wally West and and like factor in the story of like Barry Allen missing or like being gone, like disappearing or dying or some, when Wally West was like the Flash for a good period of time. Because recently, that was another thing that, I mean, did Barry Allen come back before the New 52 or was it during the New 52? Because
He was
no, he was back, right? Because of Flashpoint.
He was
Yeah,
When
was
did
back.
when did he come back? I'm trying to.
and the Flashpoint. Yeah, I know. Yeah,
and
Yeah.
I know what you're trying to say. I mean, he didn't cause Flash. I mean, he caused Flashpoint, but he didn't cause a new universe. Actually, the character Pandora.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm trying to, because I'm trying to think.
I do know Wally West is the main Flash in right now. Wally West is the main Flash right now in current Flash comics, while the Flash is doing multiverse. While
Yes.
Flash is doing the multiverse stuff.
Well,
Did-
well,
did-
go
did-
to Degrassi's first comment. Like, I mean, I know that he like now, yes, he's shaping the movies, but if you think about it, right, like he didn't start with that movie, right?
Yeah.
He didn't see it all come to fruition, like how, you know what I mean, right? He didn't start in the pre-production phase, so I just feel like, why keep that movie, right? Like
I think it's gonna come out, but it'll just be a one-off.
You're all coming out. You're all
because like people were like, oh, why doesn't like he's gonna keep all the ones that work? But it's like that doesn't work, right? Like people associated the movies that worked with the DCU, even though like there was no like Shazam never crossed over with someone else, but Superman crossed over with Shazam. So it doesn't really make much sense to keep Shazam. Like just recast anyway. Like people were already talking about, oh, how would they do Shazam when the kid grows up anyway, right? Like people were like, well, do you recast the kid? Do you just keep him in Shazam form? So you're just like, well, just just reboot the character then. Like I know Zachary Levi was saying, oh, he would be pissed, but like it just doesn't make sense. Like just if you're gonna do a complete reboot,
How do they do it in
do
the
a complete
comics when he gets
reboot.
older? Doesn't
I don't think he gets older in the comics. It's kind of just like this thing that you just ignore.
oh,
What?
so is he the Simpsons?
Maybe there might be a story. I don't know. I'm not too familiar with Shazam.
Shazam?
just-
No, he never gets old.
So he's a Simpsons character. Okay, Simpsons
No,
South Park character. Okay.
He's the same age. Like, so when he turns, it says Shazam when he's a kid and adult. They both like he doesn't. What even when he turns to Shazam, he never gets older. He's stuck as kid.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I remember that. Yes. Yes. I mean, they could. Well, that's what people were saying. Like, just have him be stuck as Shazam, right? Like, have it. Something happens. I mean, if the DCU was staying around, right, or
They
in the new
never-
DC
So this
universe.
movie's gonna hit with definitely with the Latin market.
Yeah.
They
Like,
never did that.
If
to
if
be
if
honest.
Blue Beetle is a massive hit,
Then I
let's just say then no, I still don't think so. I think the character will just be part of the. They'll just reboot it and he will be there, like in the first phase.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and then because it's like, well, like, will it be confusing? Maybe.
Hey,
Like, why?
I just want to see Ted Kord get his head blown out.
Yeah.
I don't think they could do that. The way to butcher Maxwell Lord, though,
No.
But I'm not sure if that would work, to be honest, because they never implemented that in comics
It's
where you just have the Shazam character, not the kid character. Because when you say Shazam, he turns into Shazam, and
well, going to Degrassi's comment, what's the likelihood of Blue Beetle getting delayed? Like delayed for farther out than we anticipated? Because I think if maybe you could just hold on to the movie for maybe like a year.
I don't think that's gonna happen. I think they're just gonna get done with like these movies, then go on to their plan.
Well, I mean, in 2024, the only DC movie that's coming out is The Joker. Like,
Yeah, I know.
and that doesn't really count.
yeah. So I mean, like, if they want to keep the brand, I mean, why release all these movies? Yeah, and then you have Peacemaker. So why not?
If they want to release a movie as part of their new universe, they probably have to announce like an early 2023, so they can start working on. Yeah, because there's a very good chance we may not get the universe may not start in 2024.
Well, what's the likelihood of the Flash moving again, swapping places with Blue Beetle?
Well,
I mean, the Flash.
It's in a tough month though.
It's sandwiched between two big movies. Yeah. I wouldn't say. Well, Spider-Man's not a big movie because the first one didn't do that well. It did okay, but I mean, maybe. Like but then it should come after Indiana Jones. I just feel like
it moved up a week, right? The Flash.
Yeah. It has like some room, but I still feel like it's not enough room.
Yeah, like here's the thing. I'm not worried. Like I'm tiny bit cautious, but like the only ones that I think is a competition would be probably John Wick and I guess Indiana Jones probably. But like Transformers, no, like people make it like it's gonna make a freaking billion.
No, but like the thing is, like even now with people going to the movies, they're gonna pick one movie for that month. Right. Yeah. So if Transformers does turn out to be good and it comes out the first week of June, people might be inclined to just go see that instead of just being like, well, we'll wait for the Flash. I mean, the Flash is a popular character because of the TV show, but like
Flash is still number one for me. But I'll probably still see Transformers anyway.
I mean, I'll see all of them. I go to the movie theater all the time, but like I don't know. I feel like they should put they keep doing this. Like August has no competition most people, I mean, most people do go back to school in August, but I feel like there's been enough movies where the movie just played throughout August. Like,
DC does put movies in August.
well, yeah, I mean, the Suicide Squad didn't do so well in August, but
Yeah,
I
there's a
think
lot of
that was
reasons for
because,
that.
yeah, there's a lot more reason. Like, I would be curious to see if Black Adam, if they just put it like the first week of August, it might have done better than if it was in the last week of
Yeah,
October.
because there's a lot of movies that they thought it was going like studios thought it was going to do well in the summer months, and they're not doing so well at all. Remember, like Disney thought Lightyear was going to be a hit, and then
Yeah,
it wasn't a hit at all. Like there's a lot of movies in the summertime this year that didn't really
they didn't
hit.
hit. Yeah,
I mean, look, Thor: Love and Thunder is like okay,
Thor did decent. I mean, it did made more than the third one.
it got the money, yeah, it got a decent money. It didn't get 800 million, but it got to like 700 something million.
Mhm.
But what it didn't connect was with the overall reception of it. It wasn't like really well received, but it still made the money. But all the other movies didn't really hit. Like
I'm trying to even remember what came out in July.
Thor did.
Yeah, I know Thor did. That was the beginning of the month.
Yes, it was.
So I don't.
Jurassic Park came
Jurassic
out in
Park was
May,
June.
and
Yeah.
that made money. So if you
I
can't,
mean, the fact that Jurassic Park was in the middle of June and it did pretty well. I mean,
it made billion, right?
it did. I think it did make $1 billion.
And
It did.
the second movie of that trilogy was not good either.
Yeah,
Like
that's weird how people were like, "Oh, the MCU movies never made $1 billion, but Jurassic World did." I
Yeah,
know Jurassic World had all the actors coming back, and it's like supposedly the last one in the trilogy, right? But I don't know that it doesn't really add up. I really do think at least one Marvel movie should have made $1 billion this year.
it should have been Doctor Strange. It was
Yeah.
close. It was really
you
close.
watched the movie,
Did I watch
uh,
Dominion?
Jurassic.
Yeah, I
World.
did. I thought it was terrible. I did not like that movie.
Or which is worse?
Like,
Which is
but
worse,
like,
Fallen Kingdom or this one?
I think there is a.
Which
I'm not,
wait,
I'm not
wait, which one was worse?
Fallen
one?
Kingdom or this one?
Damn, I didn't like Fallen Kingdom either.
No, it was bad. It was bad.
No, and that's
Wait,
like
wait.
the only movie I made a video about.
Which one do you not like more?
uh, I think Dominican or whatever it's called. That one had the most potential. I was actually excited about it, and it was such a bust. Like it was just, it's like, what were you guys doing? Well, it's because of Colin Trevorrow. I just think he's not a good writer or director. Like he just does. It seems like he has like good ideas, but he has bad execution.
like
Yeah,
the first movie, the new trilogy, they gave my hopes
The f-
high for the next three movies. The next two are like, oh my god, these are bad.
but is Degrassi's comments? Sorry, was
Yeah, the
talking about
Flash. Yeah,
the Flash series. Is the Flash series like even where it is like when it first started?
no,
Like,
it's
this is
basically
how
like,
I would rate it. Like season 1, 2, and season 1, 2. I think 3 was Saboteur, correct?
I have no clue because I dipped out the
I
first season.
stopped too. I stopped after fifth season.
Those two were good. Then when you get to season 5, that was trash. Season 6 was trash. Season 7.
And they're on 9, right?
It's last season, yeah, 9.
So up it from 5 until now. That's like 4 years worth of.
I would say season 8. The writing did get a little better. Like it had it improved where season 5, 6, and 7. Like 7. Like yeah, I guess that was, yes, 7. They were all terrible. Like you have season 1, 2, and 3, all good. Then you have 4, 5, 6, 7 were all bad. Then you get to 8, and it's actually pretty good.
I mean, I would have watched it more if it was just like
The
like a
writing.
streaming series. No, like if they cut down the episodes because it's a cable show, so it has like what
20
20
episodes.
20 plus
yeah.
episodes. Yeah, so it was like kind of hard to watch. Like where it's like, well, I can't stay consistent. The only CW show that I watched like for quite a while was Legends of Tomorrow. I have no clue why. It just was like speaking to me, so I watched it. Yeah, no clue, no clue. So
The one show that I did really like was probably Arrow. That was my favorite show.
I could never get into Arrow because of the first season.
Like
Yeah.
like I would say Arrow is probably better than the Flash, to be honest.
Because I always, when I first saw the first season of Arrow, I always thought it was like them trying to make Green Arrow into like Batman.
Kind of,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went against Ra's al Ghul, then Prometheus, and everything like that.
Because I wouldn't mind if you were bringing back. I mean, Green because of that, Green Arrow is like a semi-popular character.
Yeah.
So, but I wouldn't mind if they made like a year one Green Arrow movie. I think that would be really cool.
Green Arrow is the best. It's not better than.
It's the best Batman TV show.
No, it's not
Like,
better than Batman.
I think that like yeah, it's kind of Batman, but
Okay.
that they're, let's be honest, they're never gonna let CW or like they're never gonna make a Batman TV show because like
Yeah, just the rights and all of it.
I'm happy that they never do that because like
CW should never make
like
DC stuff again.
because like CW's been trying to get before everything like before CW was sold and everything like that. They've been trying to get WB to do a freaking Batman TV show and let them use the Batman character. They would never do it.
No, yeah.
Dude,
I would say that I'm happy for because
well, Batman never appeared in the CW.
Some of the Disney Marvel shows are. I sometimes like, oh my god, this is like a CW show.
Yeah.
I am happy that they never did it because I have common sense on how trash the CW is.
Yeah, I think that would have ruined the character.
You know
honestly.
what? Yeah, you know what the smart choice would be if Warner Brothers did on HBO the DC stuff, because it would not be like CW. It would actually be like Peacemaker or the Penguin, wherever if the Penguin's going to be. It'd be better. It'd be much better.
Well, speaking of shows, okay, this is not connected with the DC universe, but DC owns this, and I really want to see them do a show or TV or a movie, probably a show, but can they please make a Fables TV show? Like they've been sitting on this Fables.
I know what Fables is.
Yeah, they've been sitting on this, and it's like, why are you just sitting on this property that could be really good? Like this could be like, especially.
Oh, I talk about like Wolf Among Us.
Yes, the Wolf Among Us and stuff. Yeah, like, man, I just want them to do that. That's like the one Vertigo series that they should do. Please.
They did a Black Label with Batman.
Yes, and Bigsby. They had a crossover. Yeah. And then they brought back Fables. I think it was like a mini series. I didn't read that, so I wanted to read it. But like there's so much potential with that universe. If they just keep it like the game kind of is like the first couple of issues. So if they keep it like where it's a noir and then they have the fairy tales and it's kind of dark, I think that would work really well. But just you have to like, I don't know how you're gonna market that, but it could be a fucking great TV show. Oh my god.
That I agree. That would be great, but like,
I just want a good noir TV show. That's all I want.
If I have to be honest, I don't think like they could do that, but like that could be. It'll probably be in animation with Amazon because
maybe I can see that
with whatever it's gonna be called HBO, whatever it's called HBO Discovery or whatever.
You know what DC
that is the main DC content, so you're gonna have main DCU content. So you have whatever you have, the probably not gonna be Peacemaker or whatever. You have that, and you have also certain animations connected to the DCU. But with Amazon, you'll have more freedom to do animations. You could do a Elseworlds animation because the reason why they're doing this deal is because it's not going to be connected to the DCU.
Mm,
So,
I think that's fair. Yeah.
so you can do Fables uh, as a Elseworlds. You could do Elseworlds animated film, or you could do uh, animated TV show. Like I think, in my opinion, I think they're gonna build a animated TV show universe um,
Mm,
that Amazon's making because Invincible is coming out next year and that Invincible is amazing.
yeah, it is a great.
The
Yeah.
Boys is amazing. Like I think Amazon will do a great job with DC as well.
Yeah, I could see that, especially if it's more like mature out of the box, not like typical animation, but like
Yeah,
obviously like Invincible and stuff. So I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind that. I mean, I'm just like super excited for The Wolf Among Us too. So I just want them to do something with it because it's like this has so much potential and like just the characters and like you're playing around with fairy tales and mythologies where it's just like, come on, just create the show already. Like, what the heck? Like, it's been
yeah.
sitting on the back burner for so long.
Are they making Wolf Among Us 3 or something like that?
A Wolf Among I wouldn't mind if it's a Wolf Among Us series that's like co- basically adapting the games. I wouldn't mind that.
Oh, I was just saying, is Wolf Among Us 2 the last game or something like that?
No, Wolf Among Us 2 is still coming out. It's coming out next year.
Yes. Yeah, next year.
Yeah, because
And
Telltale's went under, and so recently they started back
Yeah.
up with a new team, and so
That's sad.
I do
Yeah.
really want Batman season.
yeah. So I want Batman season 3 too. I think. I mean, they might do it just because it is.
I really like season 2. Season 2 was good.
Yeah, I did like season 2. I mean, people hate on the Telltale's Batman series, but I liked it. Like, it was pretty good. It was different, but
It was
I
very
thought it was
different.
solid. Yeah.
I really liked how you had that. Like I I would say that's second on my list. You have the Arkham games, then you have the
Mhm.
Telltale. Um, the one thing that's unique about the Telltale games is you can make your choices between Bruce Wayne and Batman, and
Yes.
your choices affect your choices and each character how they're affected by your own
Hmm.
choices. That's what I like about it. It's like they take an interesting take on it. Like
Yeah.
yes, the Telltale Batman games are buggy as hell. Like I'm not
Yeah,
gonna.
they are. I mean that's most Telltale's games, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, what was the I didn't see.
I was
This is creator issue with
quite disappointed in Midnight Suns. You cannot romance anybody in that game. Trying to romance Captain Marvel. You can't romance anybody in the game. It's
I
not like
do
Mass
hope.
Effect.
I do hope because they got saved by this new team. They they think maybe we should make a season 3 of Batman
I hope so. I mean,
because
I wouldn't even mind if they
recasted.
no. Like if we're talking about Telltales, like
Dude,
I wouldn't mind if they brought back The Walking
oh
Dead.
my god, I just realized something. When they
Right.
make more games, they're gonna have Batman. We're gonna get like a different voice actor.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh my
After
god.
Suicide Squad, yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
like
know you because we all know they're gonna make more Batman games.
yeah,
Of
Then-
course.
or he's gonna be involved in some games. It's gonna be like it's gonna take time to get used to, right? And they have
Yeah.
that show. A show. I think it was never gonna do the show anyway. The Cape Crusader show, but like still,
Yeah,
we have to get used
he's
to
wor-
it.
Well, I think that's still happening.
Yeah,
it's
it's
still
happening.
it comes out next year. I know he's not voicing Batman, but he's voicing Thomas Wayne.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think you'll have maybe some flashbacks of Thomas Wayne or stuff like that.
Hmm.
There is a possibility.
wow.
I mean, James Gunn can he has the power to greenlight some of these games too. So, I mean,
Just don't make him connected to the universe. If they're connected to the universe, you know the games are gonna suck.
mm,
Not really
There's proof
because
of
not
that.
really because you have the Star Wars games connected to the Star Wars continuity and everything like
True,
that.
Yeah,
but
no, yeah.
they've always been like sort of like they play footsie with the universe. Like they're kind of like a distance. Like even like Jedi Fallen Order, it like you never really like you have an idea when it takes place, obviously because Saw is in that
Yes.
is in that game, but like it's still like it doesn't really matter all that much. It's just like, yeah, this is a story in the Star
I
Wars
remember
universe.
I remember playing Wolverine's Revenge. Apparently
Mm,
that was supposed to be canon in the X-Men movies. It takes place during X2, but it was nothing like there was nothing canon about the game towards X2.
They do it very
mm,
loosely. Like they're
Yeah.
not gonna do it like it's canon, but they let
No,
they make the video games like
but
writers or like
but the
game
problem is
designers do what they want.
problem like if that game was canon, Sabretooth was alive, Juggernaut's Juggernaut well Juggernaut was in the third movie.
mm.
That means Apocalypse had to be it, Mr. Sinister, Wendigo. It was they said it was canon, it wasn't canon at all, or even related to the movies. It was bullshit.
You're
Like
talking
It
about
was
the
a great
Wolverine game,
yeah, it was a great
the
game.
Origins game. I thought that was non-canon. Like I
No,
thought they came out and said it wasn't canon
the one
anymore.
in the 2000s. It had
oh yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
fight Mag-
Origins. You're talking about Origins, right?
is
yeah.
that the one where you fight Magneto and then you also fight Lady Deathstrike?
I haven't. I didn't play the game, so I wouldn't know. But
I
Which
don't
one?
know.
I
But
thought it was Origins. That was the one that
I,
it's like not. It's nothing like the movie, but yeah, it was supposed to be canon. I thought it was Origins
like I
I'm not
think
sure.
DC
because if
will
you're
have
talking about Legend, if you're talking about X-Men Legend, that was never part of the movies. That was its
No,
own thing.
that
which
was a
one's
good game
X-Men
though.
Legends? Is that the one
It's a that's a good game though. X-Men
Yeah.
Legends. That was a really good game.
but I think X-Men or Wolverine, like X-Men, whatever it's called. With it's
I'll look it up for you.
probably not canon because it had those things.
Well, yeah, because I mean, I remember I was watching a video about that, and they were talking about how it was going to be canon, but
Here it
then
is.
the movie got delayed, and then the game got extra time, and so they were allowed to like play around with the story.
This is the game. I found it for you guys.
Okay,
It's not
it's not Origins.
no.
Okay.
It's X2 Wolverine's Revenge.
Oh
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have no clue then.
yeah,
It's a
I never
great
played that
game.
game. I never
It's a
played that
great
game.
game. Apparently it's supposed to be part of the second movie, but it's nothing like the second movie. There's nothing remotely to that the X-Men
Hmm.
cinematic universe. There's nothing there because Sabretooth, Sabretooth is dead in the first movie, but he's one of the main characters in this movie. In this game, it's bullshit, but it's a great game
Hmm.
though. If,
Yeah, but yeah, like I think DC will probably do something similar to Star Wars, where things are canon, but they'll let the game developers do whatever they want, and it'll be
Hmm.
loosely connected. Because what was it Jedi? You have the new Jedi game. Oh, I think it was what was the first one called?
Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, Jedi
we got
Fallen Order.
Survivor next.
It's canon to it's canon to Star Wars, but it's very loosely. If you can say it's very loosely canon.
Well, there's. I mean, the thing is with that game though, I think it is going to be canon because there's some potential stuff pointing toward it being canon. Like
Yeah.
they even sell Cal's lightsaber in the Disney parks.
Uh,
They were doing like promo for it. So there's a lot of people thinking he's going to be in live action soon. I don't know where, but
that would be cool.
yeah,
I'm
it would be.
I'm just saying like um certain things will be canon in video games with DC, but it's gonna be very loosely, and game developers will still be able to do what they want, and
Hmm.
like people are acting like they're gonna like have a I guess restraint on game developers or writers when you're making a DC game now. I don't think that's the case. Like it might be connected to the DC EU, but they'll still be able to do what they want.
I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing a game that does take place in the new DCU, but I don't want all of them to.
Peacemaker video game.
A Peacemaker video game.
Yeah, can you imagine a shooting a Peacemaker shooter game? Something like
Kind of. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Peacemaker was like DLC for the Suicide Squad game.
oh, yeah, but you know what? DC DC and Marvel, if they want to make videos, they should go first person shooter with some of the characters.
Hmm. Well, I mean, the Suicide Squad's first person.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, it's
Okay.
not. It's
Yeah, it is. It's for no. How? There's gameplay
not
of
third
it.
person. Like some of it's
Well,
first technically.
I think they shown. I think they showed Captain Boomerang, and then they showed Deadshot, and then they showed King Shark. I don't think they showed Harley Quinn in first person.
Yeah. No. Some of them they show different angles. Like you have some of them in first person, but also you see Deadshot is definitely in first person.
Hmm.
But when you see Captain Boomerang from one angle from first person, but you also see him another angle.
Yeah, I thought that was just like some, like it's all gameplay, but I thought that was just part of the trailer.
Third
No,
them
it
editing
wasn't. You can. I think the game.
So you're saying it would be like both?
Yeah,
It'd be
both.
like
You
what
can,
Bethesda
like,
does.
you know games. Some
Oh,
games
I-
have both first person and
Yeah,
third person.
Bethesda does
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah,
wouldn't mind that.
So it'll give you option to do first person, but like you can do either or.
Okay, then. I mean, I wouldn't mind that. I thought it was just like because what I heard about the game was that it was a first person live service game. So and they haven't really talked about the game despite it coming out in May next year. So they're gonna have to tell us more, right? Soon at least.
It's May, man. Well, that's a big month. Guardians and
But-
Suicide.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that game.
Well, Tears of the
Breath of the
Kingdom.
Wild.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm definitely buying that.
oh yeah, that's a.
There's
that's
no
a
way.
buy. Yeah, like
Buying what?
too.
Zelda. Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
Breath of the Wild too.
Oh, Breath of the Wild. Yeah, I got that from my friend. He wanted it.
Yeah, it's a good game. You should try it out. Even if you're not like a Zelda fan.
But yeah, I'm excited for the Suicide Squad Kills Justice League. I think it's gonna be a good game. In my opinion, Rocksteady never misses. Like, I know not everyone's a fan of Arkham Knight, but I still think it's a great.
It has decent gameplay. Like, there's no denying that.
I still think it has a great story, in my opinion. Like, I don't think it's terrible as people make it out to be.
I just don't. I think the fact that they lied about the twist will always bother me. It will always, but yes, I think it. Like, if I never saw that, I don't think I would be pissed off at the story.
I remember reading Game Facts. You remember Game Facts?
Yeah.
I remember Game Facts. I was like, who's gonna be Arkham Knight? I was like, people are like, Game Facts for that game, right? Before the game comes out. So everybody's speculating who's gonna be Arkham Knight. Is it gonna be like Hush? Is it gonna be Jason Todd? It's gonna be this and that, Everybody's guessing. Turns out to be Jason Todd, which I guess was a letdown.
Well, like they should have never said anything. The fact that they were like, no, it's not Jason Todd. And then they were like trying really hard to compensate.
Todd,
yeah, and then it was just like, man, that pissed me off so much. Where it's just like I can't even like the story now because of it. It's like you basically ruined a spoiler, right? Because it's like you basically went out of your way to cover and make it look like he wasn't. Yeah, we heard nothing about the Wonder Woman game. I think that game is not coming out anytime soon.
No, it's probably be like 5 years. I don't know.
I think it'll come out
2 years.
2025, I think.
Yeah.
Where was Jason Todd the whole time during the Arkham series?
I think that's when the Wolverine game is supposed to come out. Like,
I don't think Wolverine's coming out in 2025.
When do you think it's gonna come out?
2026.
Okay. But like, I don't expect to hear anything for Wonder Woman until a while because there's like Monolith Studios is working on it and they're probably implementing Nene-
The Nemesis.
yeah,
Yeah.
Nemesis system, and
Well, their
this was
last game was what, 2017?
yeah,
What game was that?
Shadow of War.
yeah, sure.
Okay, yes. Okay.
So like just let them take their time. Like it's not gonna you're not gonna have like when you start a game, you're not gonna get update every day, like or every like year. You just have
Mm,
people have to be patient and stuff like that. Like I don't know why
The
people
only
think
the only games that come out yearly are sports games and
yeah.
Call of Duty.
yeah,
Yes, it.
pretty
That's
much
it.
now.
Like I don't think there's anything
Well,
wrong.
and Pokemon.
Well, Pokemon, yeah, it's weird. Yeah, it's true. Pokemon does.
It's just now it's not Game Freak. It's different studios.
I remember Mad Max. Are you talking about Max or are you talking about actual Mad Max?
Yeah.
Oh, the Mad Max game. They developed the Mad
Uh,
Max game. Yes.
Oh, they did.
is Max mad? I know Max
Like
didn't do.
Like I don't think there's anything wrong of asking for updates for games, but there is too. I do think people uh expect too much of like ask expect more information than they
Hmm.
do. Even when even in the early process of making a game, you want like just making a game like calm down. Like you can't like can't give an update if the game's barely made. Like you have
Yeah.
to make the game. It's like I
Well,
think
because things change, right? In the game, it's not like a movie,
yeah,
right? Movie,
like
you can write the script and things will probably stay the same unless it's Marvel.
yeah,
But with the game, like things are always in flux, right?
yeah.
So
Their things change, fluctuate, and everything like that. It's like
levels get deleted.
I
Like,
feel like it'll be weird giving updates on every change that they make. Like, oh,
mhm.
we did this, we did this. Like
It also
just
sets them up for like a comparison too, which I don't think is a good thing.
yeah. Like I think people expect a little. Like, there's nothing wrong asking updates, but don't rush the developers at the same time. So, like
Yeah.
they'll reveal it when the time is right. That's why I'm fine with not having Spider-Man trailer just yet. Is because they're waiting for the right moment and they're taking the time on the game. It comes out next year.
Hmm.
It's just I think gamers have to calm down with like devs and everything like that, with like expectations and everything like that.
Yeah. I mean, well, the same thing was happening with Spider-Man. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, and Spider-Man is coming out late 2023.
I think a custom
So,
game would be boring, honestly, because all you'd be doing is casting
I
spells.
will say one good thing. At least they never gave a release date towards Wonder Woman.
yeah.
Doctor Fate, Doctor Strange, Doctor Fate, I can see happening.
I could see a Doctor Strange game, yes.
Yeah.
Doctor Fate, I would actually like that. That would be a good
Constantine,
game.
Constantine would probably be boring.
Um,
Dr.
I don't know.
Fate,
Depends
what?
on the game. Depends on the game.
Yeah.
No way. I disagree with that. Like, I think you can do a lot with Doctor Fate, even in a game. I think that would be. I think it would be very cool. Like you're going into the mystic realm and everything. I could be. You can do it like
Right, Degrassi? Technology,
similar to
man.
the comics.
Mm.
Technology's changed all that, right?
Yeah, yeah. People get. Yeah, technology changes, release dates change, this and that. It's
Yeah, it's hard.
like it's got kind of hard, and also like I will say this one positive thing. At least we got a Suicide Squad kind of clip at the Game Awards.
Yeah, I did like that clip. I wish it was gameplay, but I can understand why they didn't show it.
Yeah, like um, I do feel bad for the Spider-Man fans that they got squashed.
Well, yeah, you can blame Sony for that.
Bugger Squash?
Spider-Man fans.
Oh.
Oh, and some people expected Wolverine for some reason.
No, that game is way if Spider-Man's coming out late 2023, you shouldn't expect Wolverine for another 3 years.
Yeah, I think sometimes fans.
They think Wolverine's gonna come at the same time.
I do
Hmm.
do I do think there is too high expectations go when you watch the Game Awards because they expect like these amazing stuff. Like you, there could be amazing stuff that happens, but
Mhm.
like um, you shouldn't expect this high expectation that Wolverine's gonna have gameplay. Spider Man is gonna be shown. Like you're gonna see the Wonder Woman game. I think people should have to lower their expectations
I
a
mean,
little better.
if you're Nintendo, you got to be really patient. Here's Nintendo, you have to be really
Oh
patient.
yeah.
Well, yeah, Metroid Prime 4. Where's that?
Yeah, Manic. People, I'm still waiting for a Donkey Kong game. Whatever.
Donkey Kong.
I think we're gonna get a Donkey Kong games pretty soon. Just wait for February. You might get some stuff.
When do you think we'll get like I guess a trailer for Spider-Man 2? Like people are speculating.
I would say February. No. It comes out in fall. Yeah,
People are saying there's gonna be something
Maybe
like the
E3.
beginning of the year or something like that.
It could be earlier.
no,
It could be
I think
They said
yeah,
sometime-
maybe. I think it's gonna depend. I mean, they did the same thing with God of War Ragnarok, so I wouldn't be surprised if they don't show anything for quite some time. But they don't, and they have other games to promote too. So I think maybe Aaron's right. E3
When's E3 usually?
June, I think.
June, unless it comes out if it comes out in September, then I would say before E3. If it comes out in October or November, it's gonna be at E3.
First
Yeah,
off, came out
I think it'll
September, right?
be E3 to. Yeah, I kind of agree. It would be at E3 because that's during Summer Game Fest.
It's just,
Yeah,
it's
unless
either
it gets canceled again.
It's gonna be either E3 or
Oh,
wherever.
that's it gets canceled again.
Yeah,
It's gonna be either E3 when they have their big state of play.
I don't think. I mean, we'll probably get a state of play next year, but I think it's going to depend on what happens with Microsoft. Because the rumor is that the reason why there was no state of play this year, or not a state of play, but a showcase like they did in last year, yeah, it was because of what's going on with the FTC, and so they're trying to basically prove their point
Yeah.
by not showing any exclusives.
F what? What's happening?
The FTC, like the FTC is obviously challenging or trying to approve the Microsoft merger with Activision, or right. So Sony's sort of advocating for themselves, like basically to not to have this deal not go through, right? So they're going to set up by saying anything, right? Like, oh, we don't really have exclusives. We need Call of Duty, right, to support our platform. And so that's why they're not showing anything. Yeah.
I mean, that could
I don't
backfire
know. I
easily.
feel like Microsoft should let it go, to be honest.
Well,
because
Microsoft has a history of trying to do this, though. Trying to buy out every company.
I mean, I like Game Pass, but I think Microsoft's priority should be about making good games. Like, you can't rely on third party and second party to fill out Game Pass, right? When your promise was first party AAA games, right? Like, they showed off Hellblade, and Hellblade, it's been 3 years. What happened to Hellblade?
To be honest, I don't think the deal's gonna go through.
Does Microsoft its own studios?
Because
Microsoft owns a lot of studios. Like, under their publishing brand, they only put out a couple of games this year, and none of them were AAA games. They're all like AA, like low budget games.
See, Sony puts
they have
out
tons of
AAA
games, but they have tons of studios. But we're still waiting for the Indiana Jones game.
That's a game I don't know when that's gonna come out. I don't even think we'll see that next year.
No, it's not next year game.
No, but I mean, like, even show it next year.
Oh. Yeah, they do that, right? Because Breath of the Wild was hinted in 2019. Second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was like now 4 years.
Is Indiana Jones the one?
I mean, like,
being made by Bethesda.
Mine-
Correct?
Yes, by I think it's what's that? They do Wolfenstein. I forget the studio's
Oh
name.
yeah,
Yeah, they're the ones making
Project
it.
7.
Is it Project? I thought it was like
That's what Degrassi. Project 7 members of my own.
Like, you see, like,
oh 007. That 007's not Microsoft. I
Yeah.
thought it was Microsoft because they were trying to buy out the studio that's making the James Bond game, but I don't think they bought them yet.
no.
You better watch out, Elon Musk.
They sh- they sh- in my opinion, Microsoft should do what Sony's doing. They should forget about the big acquisitions and just go for like the decent sized studios that they can like flesh out and build like a good relationship with.
Yeah.
Or they can actually start making games.
Yeah, because that studio that's making the James Bond game and they also make the Hitman games, that's a good studio. So I don't know why they didn't just like. I think maybe that's on the back burner because of the Activision deal, but they should have just
think-
bought that
I
studio.
think Microsoft makes it too much of a priority of buying studios instead of making games.
Okay. Guys.
Yeah, IO Interactive. That's the studio.
Okay, guys. It's almost 1 a.m. I'm gonna end it here because I
Oh,
gotta go
thank you.
sleep.
Mm-mm.
I mean, like, really, I'm starting to get tired. So thank you guys for coming on this late stream. It was a fun stream. I'm gonna let you plug yourself. I'm gonna end it, and then I'm gonna go to bed. Go ahead, Umbrella. You're first.
Okay. So you can find me at Blinded Braille on Twitter and YouTube. I might organize something because I want to make a Superman video of how James Gunn should make a Superman movie. I have a couple ideas, so check that out. I'll probably post it somewhere so you guys can see.
Awesome. I'll check it out. Go ahead, Arkham.
You can find me at Arkham Gaming on YouTube and Twitter. Tomorrow I might do that Injustice stream. That was
Ooh.
good. Yeah, yeah. I'm doing. I plan to do all DC games before Suicide Squad comes out.
Oh, that's cool. I'll check that out definitely.
Oh yeah. So yeah. Well, actually, tomorrow's actually today, right? It is.
Yes, it is today.
I do plan to make some videos, some fun, some serious videos. Both fun and serious videos today. And this stream was supposed to be tomorrow, but I moved it okay. This stream was supposed to be today, but I moved it yesterday, and this stream went into today technically.
It's confusing. Go ahead.
And so, is there a possible chance I might make another stream tonight? Yes, it's a possibility. But yeah, thank you all for listening. Do yourself a favor. Oh, actually, do me a favor. Not yourself a favor. Oh yeah, actually, do yourself a favor. Be positive for the future of DC. All right, but make sure to like. Smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you're new, and share this out with people. Take care, guys.
Yeah, peace.
Peace. Take care, Dragossi. Take care, Treybo, and everybody else in the chat. Take care.
I see you, Treybone, with that comment.